The Brotherhood of Steel. Just the name sends shivers down the spines of raiders and hope surging through the hearts of wasteland settlers struggling to survive. In the blasted landscape of the Fallout universe, they are a beacon, both terrifying and hopeful. But what is it about this group of heavily armed techno-monks that captures our imagination? Perhaps it is their unshakable dedication to their mission. They are the inheritors of humanity's legacy, the guardians of knowledge in a world where ignorance can kill as surely as radiation poisoning. Or maybe it's their sheer badassery. Clad in power armor, wielding weapons that seem ripped from the pages of science fiction, they are a force to be reckoned with. But their appeal runs deeper than that. The Brotherhood speaks to something primal in us, a yearning for order in chaos. In a world gone mad, they represent a chance, however slim, to rebuild. To understand the Brotherhood, we have to go back to the days before the bombs fell, back to the very genesis of the organization. It began, innocently enough, with a military project gone wrong. A group of scientists and soldiers, working on a top-secret project involving forced evolutionary viruses, stumbled upon something terrible, something they could not abide. They mutinied, led by the enigmatic Colonel Robert Spindle. Fearing the consequences of their actions, they sought refuge in the newly constructed Mariposa military base, deep beneath the California desert. There, in the echoing silence of the vast facility, the seeds of the Brotherhood were sown. The soldiers, hardened by years of war, would form the backbone of the new order, while the scientists, their minds still reeling from the horrors they had unleashed, would become the keepers of its knowledge. They were an unlikely brotherhood, but they were united by a common purpose: to preserve the best of humanity in the face of the apocalypse they knew was coming. The Brotherhood of Steel is built on a foundation of knowledge. They believe that technology in the wrong hands is the ultimate weapon, and they see it as their sacred duty to safeguard it. This belief is enshrined in their motto Ad Victoriam, but their pursuit of knowledge comes at a price. The Brotherhood is fiercely hierarchical, with power concentrated in the hands of the elders, the keepers of their most closely guarded secrets. This rigid structure has led to accusations of elitism and even authoritarianism. They are often criticized for their unwillingness to share technology, even with those who desperately need it. Their critics argue that the Brotherhood's hoarding of knowledge only serves to perpetuate the very dangers they claim to protect against. They point to the Brotherhood's own history, marred by internal strife and accusations of corruption, as evidence that their methods are flawed. But the Brotherhood remains steadfast in its beliefs, convinced that it is the only thing standing between humanity and a return to the Dark Ages. Imagine, if you will, a world where the Brotherhood of Steel exists not in the realm of video games, but in the cold, hard reality of our own. What would be the implications of such an organization? Would they be a force for good, using their technological might to rebuild a shattered world? Or would they become just another faction vying for power, their noble ideals corrupted by the same forces that led to humanity's downfall? The ethical and political ramifications are staggering. Would we accept their authority? Would we condone their methods? And what about their technology? Could we control it? Or would it, in the end, control us? The Brotherhood of Steel, both in the digital wasteland of Fallout and in the realm of our imagination, forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves. They remind us that knowledge is power, but power without wisdom is a dangerous thing. And they challenge us to consider what we would be willing to sacrifice in the name of progress. If you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content.